The crowd at Brussels, Belgium did not disappoint. They were electric in every way possible. CENA and CODY segment was amazing. John Cena really came out and said he doesn't give a hell about none of the fans, and I love every aspect of it. This is really building towards WrestleMania, and if honestly Cena and CODY go toe-to-toe every week with promos, I'm going to be here for it. There's a couple great things that happen in the show, a couple not so great things that we'll kind of discuss later on, but everyone, thank you so much for tuning into another edition of Road to Ringside. My name is Justin Winteroff, and as always, folks, before the video starts, I need you to throw a like on the video if you were happy with that Cena and CODY segment. I know I was. It was really, really great that the crowd interacted, and the Cena sucks chants are going to be stuck in my head for weeks and weeks now. So let me know, and then also, guys, comment down below what your favorite part of the show was. I know it's easy to say that the Cena and CODY segment was, but for me, I really like the Rhea, Io, and Bianca segment, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So starting off with what we saw, guys, the awaited return of heel Cena, and what we really got to see and experience here was a heartfelt FU to the fans from John Cena. We got to see John Cena, a completely different side of him that no one ever thought we would see. And honestly, he made some very valid points. He made some very valid points that as WWE fans, we are selfish and we really are manipulating them in ways that we want them to kind of do what we want them to do. And I understand exactly what he's saying. And the message he was trying to provoke was just awesome. So I really loved everything about it. And the question here is, how is this going to be resolved at WrestleMania? Well, it's really up in the air, guys. It can go either way at this point, which is the best thing about Road to WrestleMania. You're not sure who's going to win, and you're not sure what makes the most sense. You don't know who to put the belt on. But at this point in time, we got to see Cody Rhodes in a different light. Basically, we saw him in that light we did last year at WrestleMania 40. He is the top guy, and everybody loves him. So we got to see the Cena chance, the Cena sucks chance, and we got to see the Cody Rhodes chance. So it's really, really apparent right now that Cody Rhodes is at the top of his game, and it looks like he's going to be there for quite some time. So here's the question. Cody is back where he needs to be on top. Does this mean he is going to win the belt at WrestleMania and maintain it, I should say? I don't know, guys. It's a tough one. It's a really tough one. You guys let me know in the comments who you got winning at WrestleMania, Cena or Cody. But of course, the next several weeks are going to kind of determine who solidifies himself as the top guy in the company. But as of right now, I think Cody's got it. So we'll see as it goes on to WrestleMania, and I'm really, really excited about next week as well. So moving on, we got the Ludwig versus Penta match, and I like this match. I'm glad the feud's finally over. Obviously, we got to see Penta is on to bigger and better things, but I do like the chemistry that Ludwig and Penta displayed in the ring tonight. There was some awesome things that they did. It was much better than their first match they had together, which was a couple botches here and there, but this was a very clean match, and I loved everything about it. So, of course, we got to see Penta is now getting a big push. We'll talk about the last match of the night later, but obviously Penta is coming up in the ranks of WWE, and it looks like he's going to be getting a IC title shot, which brings me to the next thing. We got to see Finn Balor versus Braun Breaker. It was a good match, but it was an expected result. We knew Finn was not going to win the title by any means necessary, and I mean, it kind of sucks for Finn, but ultimately, I think he's okay with elevating other talent at this point in time in his career. He's over 40 now, and he understands where his role is in the company. So we are going to get Penta versus Braun Breaker, it looks like. Is this going to be something that builds up to WrestleMania? Here's my prediction on this, guys. I believe that we are going to be seeing a new challenger each week, kind of interrupting the match at the end. So this week was Penta. I think next week it'll be AJ Styles. And then I think the week after that, it might be Logan Paul. So I think we are going to be getting a four-way IC title match at WrestleMania. And I would love that. I think it'd be really, really awesome to see. But you guys let me know what you think about that. But moving forward, we have a Dom and Finn possibility here, and I would love to see that happen as well. I'd love to see the breakup of the Judgment Day. We do have JD McDonough, who is going to be coming back, and it looks like he'll be back in the next month or so. I guarantee you guys he's coming back as a babyface. He is not coming back as a heel, and we now got to see that JD is much more important than we anticipated. He is the reason why the Judgment Day worked, and he was the glue that held everyone together. Whether anyone wants to admit it or not, JD is a main factor as to why the Judgment Day was successful, but he is coming back as a babyface because obviously he was able to put his body through that issue where he got injured, punctured a lung, broke a rib, and he persevered and finished the match with the War Raiders. So it is back on top for JD McDonough. He is now a babyface, in my opinion. All right, we got the Jey Uso and Austin Theory match, and this is where it gets tricky, guys. Obviously, you see on the left here, I got my first comment. Yikes. I did not think this was... I didn't like it whatsoever. It was kind of awkward, and I just didn't care for it. Obviously, it was a squash match. The match lasted literally 10 seconds. I'm not really sure what the plan is here. It's tough because Austin Theory at one point in time, obviously this was when Vince McMahon was in charge. Austin Theory was a top guy. I mean, he was wrestling John Cena at WrestleMania and beating him, and he won Money in the Bank at one point in time. It's tough. This is how the company goes, how the business goes. So this was a squash match, and that over the top of the rope front flip that Jey Uso botched, man, that didn't do him any favors. It didn't do him any favors. This whole thing was, in my opinion, to make Jey look like he's really, really good and on top of his game. But you do something like that, it really ruins the momentum, right? And it makes people question you. So I didn't like seeing that. I thought that maybe it was odd. I've never seen him go over the ropes like that from the top. He usually goes from that second rope in, and it was like, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was just feeling a little ambitious. I don't know, but I did not like that whatsoever. And obviously we got Gunther at the end of the match. It's like where's the direction of this now? It's confusing me. I don't really care for it much anymore. It sucks. It just sucks. I think that Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble was awesome and everything like that, but I think that's all they really had plans. Like, all right, cool. Jey Uso's going to win the Royal Rumble. Like, what next? Like, we don't know. So I don't know. I'm not really too happy with it. And next week we do have Grayson Waller and Austin Theory versus Jey Uso and a mystery opponent. Guys, I'm concerned because it looks like Jey Uso might be getting thrown back into tag team action, and I don't think he will win the belt versus Gunther at WrestleMania. That's just kind of what the thought process here. If the tag team partner he's going to be getting is Jimmy Uso, we're going to have a problem. That's not going to do any favors for Jey Uso's elevation and his character. I think that's something that the WWE really has to consider here. But if it's someone else, cool. But if it's Jimmy, I'm not too happy about it. So is this going to keep happening with Jey and Jimmy and I'm sorry, and Gunther? Most likely. I think that they don't really have a plan. They're just going to kind of keep prolonging this, and we'll see what happens, guys. I hope it's a good match at WrestleMania. That's all I can say. So we'll stop there, and we'll kind of pick it up as WrestleMania gets a little bit closer. Moving on to the best segment of the night, in my opinion, minus the Cena one. We got the Io, Rhea, and Bianca feud, and of course, Io and Bianca started off with signing the contract for the match at WrestleMania, and then we hear Rhea's music drop, and it was just so awesome, guys. It was such a cool thing to see, and we got the triple threat match we wanted finally. I mean, at least I wanted. I've been saying it for the last 3 weeks. Like, this needs to be a triple threat match now, or I'm gonna riot. But I do have to say, man, poor Io. The spotlight's being taken away from her. She is the champ, but it really looks like this is a Rhea and Bianca segment, and Io's just kind of extra baggage there. So I do feel for her. She is the champ, but she's not being treated as the champ. But ultimately, that's what happens when you have two huge personalities like Rhea and Bianca. You're gonna get drowned out, and that's just kind of the reality of it. I still got Bianca winning the belt if it comes down to it, but now Rhea's my number two. I didn't think Rhea had a shot whatsoever, but obviously the pop she got in Brussels, she's still on top. Mommy's still on top. So I'm excited for that segment and the build up to it for the next several weeks. All right, and moving on to a awkward point in the show here. Seth Rollins comes out, and we're expecting a CM Punk and Roman segment, but I'm not really sure what the point of this was. Hey, I'm coming out here to let you guys know I'm going to be on Friday Night SmackDown with CM Punk and Roman. All right. What? Why would you even come out and tell us that? Like, I don't understand it whatsoever, but I think that this kind of proves my point in my previous video that Seth Rollins is the star. I think that they're trying to elevate Seth and get everyone on Seth's side because they want him to win this match. And I think that there's a possibility that Seth does do a face turn, but we'll see. I mean, that's just obviously a pipe dream, but I do think that Seth has the ability to win at WrestleMania in this triple threat, and it would make sense if he does. I think that he needs an elevation of his character bad. So again, I think that this was an awkward segment. I'm not too happy with it, but at the end of the day, guys, that's just how it goes. That's just how it freaking goes. Not everything's gonna be perfect. The crowd was lit at the very least, but I don't like where they took this direction. So overall thoughts, guys. This crowd was phenomenal. I mean, it was an incredible crowd. I mean that in the most respectable way possible, that Brussels came out and they delivered on energy. And I love the chants. Dude, when AJ Styles popped up on the screen and they came out with the AJ Styles chant, oh my gosh. And he had to stop with Kathy Kelly and be like, oh my God, I need to listen to this. Like, dude, what a great feeling that must have been for AJ Styles, and what a great feeling for us as viewers, because we know AJ Styles has just been through the ringer, and he's a hardworking guy, and he's getting the recognition that he deserves. So I love to see that. It was really awesome. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 on the Raw episode. I think there's some things, like I said, that could have went better. I did not like the Jey Uso segment. I did not like the Seth segment, but again, that's just kind of how it goes. And we also did get the masked Chad Gable once again, which was cool, I guess. Again, I'm hoping that becomes Ray Phoenix, and we do get the Lucha Bros back, which I'm assuming that's going to happen, but we'll see. I mean, can't tell anything right now. It's just kind of up in the air. And of course, we have Raw on early the next 3 weeks, guys. We have 3 p.m. next week, and then the next 2 weeks after that, we have 2 p.m. start time. So for guys like me who work full time, it's going to be tough to make content, but we do it for the love of the game, and I appreciate everyone tuning in, so we're going to have Raw early the next few weeks, but we got WrestleMania approaching, so let's get pumped. Let's get excited about it. So everyone, if you haven't already, please like the video, please comment, and of course, please subscribe. A subscription is the most important thing for me. It's completely free, guys. All you gotta do is press the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Each day I wake up and I check my YouTube app and I see I get one more subscriber a day. It just makes me so happy, and it really fuels me for the day. So please, guys, hit that subscribe button. And as always, folks, I really appreciate you tuning into another episode of Road to Ringside. My name is Justin Winteroth, and of course, we will see y'all on Friday, and we'll talk about SmackDown, which of course is going to start early as well, but they'll be in Italy, and maybe I'll have a better perspective on the Seth Rollins situation. So everyone, have a great night, and thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you.